The PL Show is brought to you by Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil.
Well, it is always said that the harder you get to work, the greater it feels when you achieve in life. Hello and welcome to the phenomenal Lady Show. My name is Klordey, Fritzal, Abban. Tonight's program promises to be exciting, informative, and very much educative. It would motivate you to move on to greater heights. Would like to say a big thank you to our proud sponsors, Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil, in Tuntum Master, Feckle Spray Starch, Luke Sharp. We will return shortly after the break.
Should you rumor to me?
And Tonton Master, a baby, you want to she's so madahati. Roma Insecticide Spray at that Roma. Interfere, Entatia, make a cheha. No way! Shemikuno, and Tonton Bako Crown Panamo, and also a pussy. Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil. And out there we are shown. Roma,
Roma and Tonton Master.
Wow! My uniform looks different.
Feco spray starch, Majimo point. Ratchet, pause. When you want to remember Namunto the moon, I feel you spray starch, Papa. On particles be water, no wrinkles, smooth iron.
Yes, Papa. Feco spray starch. Me here perfume.
Also, yes, guy. Feco spray starch.
Look sharp.
Look sharp. Look sharp.
Welcome back from the commercial break. This is the PL Show. A big thank you to our sponsors, Roma Mosquito Spray and Coil in Tuntum Master. Roma Mosquito Coil, it is smokeless coil, kills and repels mosquitoes effectively and leaves your room fresh all night long. You deserve the best. Go for Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil anytime. Insist on Roma in Tuntum Master. Feco Spray Starch, Luke Sharp. Do you have difficulties with spray starches in the market? I have a good news for you. Get the best. Iron your clothes with the new and ever refreshing Feco Spray Starch. Okay, so today on the PL Show, we have an amazing woman. She's a mother of 3 strong boys and an entrepreneur. Her name, Charity Mame Annan Adupong. Before I introduce my guest to you, take a look at her profile.
Charity Annan Adupong is an entrepreneur specialized in food processing and packaging. In 2006, she founded Meannan Foods, which currently has over 23 product lines such as palm oil, Tom Brown, local spices, and packaged eggs. She's also a strong advocate for women empowerment, hence her decision to work with mostly women farmers to create ready market for their produce, thereby empowering them economically.
And that was a profile of my guest, Charity Mame Annan Adupong. Mami, welcome to the PL Show.
Thank you for having me.
A pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me.
You look amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mami, let's talk about you, farming, entrepreneur, and production. How did it all start for you?
Thank you for having me. My business started when I wanted to find something to support my little national service salary.
Okay.
So one day I walked into a shop in Tema. It was called YouSave. I think it's a smaller branch of ShopRite. It was in Tema. And I wanted to buy a packaged agushi, or you call it melon seed.
That's right.
And then when I went to it on the shelf, I didn't think it looked good enough for the supermarket. So I told myself I can do something about this. And immediately asked for the shop manager and walked to him and said, I can give you a better option. And he was like, you? Like, I was really tiny then, I was just 23.
Okay.
So he was like, you? I said, yes. Okay, bring your sample and let's see. And I think about 4 or 5 days later, my sample was ready. And I went to see him again and he said, oh, yeah, it's actually a good one. So let's take it to the country manager.
Great.
And that's how it all started.
Wow. So how small was that national service money you were receiving?
I think it was 180 or 170 cedis
You
at
were
the
fortunate.
time.
Back then we were receiving 69 Ghana cedis.
Yeah, I think something like that, like 879 or so. Which year is this? I think
It should be
mine
about
was 2004.
2005, 2006.
Yes. So it was that small. At the time we call it 800,000, but today it's just 79 cedis. Yeah.
So that's how it all started.
That's how it all started.
Wow. Production, specifically into egg production, poultry,
Yeah.
and other things as well. Was this something that you had always wanted to do?
Okay, so working on eggs came along the way. At the time I started, I think I was writing my ACC, not that I think, I know. I was writing my ACCA to become a chartered accountant because from the Polytechnic I did HND in accounting and was looking forward to become a chartered accountant. But something happened. I think one of the papers I failed twice.
Which of the papers you remember?
It should be costing. I failed twice.
Were you disappointed that you failed?
I wasn't, because accounting wasn't something I so liked. But what made me angry was that the pass mark was 50 and I got 49 and they failed me.
Just a small mark of
just
one.
one mark. So I felt like, how would I be changing my small coins into pounds to pay for this, and then you give me, you fail me for just 1 mark. I'm not doing it again.
So did you have to go back to write it again, or you just
No, in fact I got in here too deep. There's no time for me to go do that. I would be able to employ a chartered accountant now. So
Wow.
I'm all about my business and how to expand and grow it.
So now you have packed your chartered accountant into the background and you're focusing on entrepreneurship, egg production, plus other products as well.
So I was talking about how the egg thing came along. When I started, my mom was not too happy with me.
Why?
Because she thought that, oh, after school you should become this so you can easily get employment. She was all about getting an employment so you get off her back. And one day she saw one of the products I had made and she was so happy. She was, oh, I know I feel pa. So
what product was that? Do you remember?
I think it was beans.
Okay.
Just dry beans. You know, I'm a creative person, so I pour myself into
what you do.
Yes. So when people ask me, what's your brand? I said, when you see my product, you should see me.
Wow.
So I am always dressed up and all. Yeah. So she saw it. She was like, no, I think you can add some other things. And that was when she introduced eggs. She said eggs sells a lot because she has a veterinary shop and she works with farmers. So sometimes she gives them input and then she takes the eggs to defray the cost.
So for you, from the initial stages, you had not thought about eggs?
Not at all. In fact, when she said she said it, I was like, the risk must be high because of breakages, cracks and all that. But I am also somebody who likes to try. If I try and I don't make it, then I know I tried. Then I won't beat myself about it. So I tried and fortunately it worked. And I think just 2 or 3 months into the business, I realized that eggs was keeping me more busy than all the rest. So I focused my attention there.
So how much were you producing? How much were you selling out in terms of distribution?
At the time, I think I was doing just about 50 crates every week. And then it started increasing small from one shop to the next and to the next. And the good thing is that because it was well branded, people started to call me. Instead of me going to get the business, they would call me and say, oh, can you also supply my shop? And then it increased small. And I think now we do about 15,000 crates every month.
It's an interesting point that you have raised.
Yeah.
Branding, meaning that if you had not done proper branding, your business probably wouldn't have
Wouldn't
excelled
be
or,
here.
or thrived,
Exactly.
you know, to this point. So branding is also very much important.
Sure.
It's not just enough to be an entrepreneur, to have a
No.
product, but to be able to brand or sell your product.
Yeah.
What's your client base like? How many people do you distribute to? Run by us, like your
Okay.
day-to-day activities, how it feels like. I want to get into the egg mood, you
okay.
know, and have a feel of it.
I'm not a poultry farmer. I'm just an off-taker. So what I do is that I profile.
If you say an off-taker, what do you mean?
It means that I create a ready market for the poultry farmer to be able to sell their products when it is ready. So when the poultry farmer is farming, he has the peace of mind to know that, oh, Charity is there to take it and do the marketing and brand and distribute. All of that work, I've taken it off their shoulders to make their work more peaceful and more encouraging. Yeah, so what I do is to profile these farmers, especially smallhold farmers. And I have a special place in my heart for women poultry farmers. So most of my suppliers are women. And I like the fact that when I grow with them. If I start to take, say, 100 crates from you, maybe your next batch of birds that you take more, and then now I'll start taking 200 from you, and that's how we all grow and empower ourselves.
So you have more women farmers.
Women farmers
products from men.
Yes, the women form about 70% of it. Men come in small.
So you source your product from women farmers.
Yeah.
And they deliver on time as well, as in when you need it.
Not like that. You have to find a way.
Okay.
You have to find a way to get them to be on time. If you know you are working with people who do not really value time, you have to plan your time well to get things to you on time to be able to process.
Great.
So, yeah.
Great. Is it very challenging to do this kind of business?
It is, like we said earlier.
Apart from the breakages?
Yeah, the risk is high. The people that you need to work with. Like I was saying, now we have over 50 outlets that we supply to every week. And sometimes to get people to understand that you have to be on time and consistency is important, it's very difficult. So, you know, I work all the time. My business has thrived not just because of the branding and all, but because people can rely on me. That, oh, when you call Meannan, I think at some point I lost my name. Charity got missing. Everybody called me Meannan. Yeah, when you call Meannan, she'll bring it in 2 hours, in 3 hours. Because I used to sleep in my shop.
Wow.
Yes, I had a small cow, an Opel Corsa.
Even when you had kids?
No, then
before that?
Before that. Wow. I had a small car. I always had my shoes, my bag, my work clothes, because I was still working and running the business. So I could come there, sleep and work. In the morning, I get a public bathroom to wash down.
Are you serious?
Yes, and
when you had a comfortable home, you could just go and wash down.
Exactly. So those are the things. And then now that it's Thrive, I can actually depend on other people that I've trained to also do that, so I can have a little comfort.
What's about work and passion?
Exactly.
You were working so excellently.
Yeah.
Without passion, would you probably have come this far?
I do not think so. I do not think so. I think that even though this wasn't my space, this is not something I had dreamt to do, because it has to do with value addition. Because I'm naturally a creative person, because it has to do with value addition, I get my motivation from that end. So I'm happy doing this, giving people the best, creating a peaceful environment for the poultry farmer to work, and also empowering women. It all gives that kind of fulfillment. And then the passion is all in there naturally.
Mixing everything
exactly.
for you. Now we've seen some entrepreneurs who are doing excellently well in their field, and they don't pay attention to their workers, they don't care about their workers, because they think that they are excelling, they are making all the money. What do you say to that?
I think that when you work with people, you have to take them into consideration.
Sure.
When people come to me to find work, or when I need to employ people, during interviews, I ask them, how much are you worth? How much do you want to be paid at the end of the month?
Wow.
The ones that normally say, oh, sometimes do not know what they are about. They just want some place to get up and go to. Some of them too is just shyness and they are not confident about themselves, but they can really work. So what I do is to give everybody a fair chance, a level playing field. And I look at people's strengths. I watch them when they work, and I give them specific work or jobs to do. I cannot just get up and call any of my employees and say, go to the bank for me and do this and do that. No, I know each of them's strengths, and based on that, I pay them accordingly.
Is your business really capital intensive?
It is. It is, because I work with farmers, like I told you earlier. Sometimes I give them input, sometimes I give them technical support, and to have a bed, if you take, say, a layer from the beginning to the point when they can start laying eggs, you need a lot of money. Even if it is 1,000 birds or 2,000 birds, you need a lot of money to take care of that until that's 6 weeks or 8 weeks before they start laying. And it is very capital intensive.
For you, getting into eggs, your mother actually helped you, introduced you to it. Is she still giving you that support, that assistance that you need as far as your business is concerned? Your family, definitely, there should be a man, a husband. Do you get that support as well as a woman?
I'm a
friend.
I am a blessed woman.
You are.
I am a blessed woman in that area, because I always say, all that I am and ever hope to be, I owe it to my mother. My mother is just an amazing woman. I always say that if she had gone to school as much as I did, as much as she took me to, maybe she would have been one of the ministers of state or something, because my mother is very resourceful. My mother supports me. Even now, she helps me source from some of the women. I tell her, go get me cassava, and please, it has to be from a woman. And she will make sure that she will go find a woman who plants cassava and buys from her.
Do you pay her when you send her?
I know if she'll be watching this, she'll say, aha, Bisane mom. Bisane mom. No, I don't pay. My mom is just amazing. And I have also been blessed with a very supportive husband. He lets me be me, and he helps me in all the things that I do. In fact, when I write some of my projects to look for money and all of that, he's the one who proofreads, who will say, Mommy, add this and take that out and do that and do that. It is amazing. Sometimes in the night, I'll call him, please come and listen to my pitch. I have to go and pitch it under 7 minutes, under 5 minutes. And he will be sitting there, I'll pitch, he'll say, it's 15 minutes, start again. Oh, please, God bless Mr. Isaac Adupong. He's been a tremendous support for me. And then my wonderful children. When I go and work and come home, immediately they hear my horn. They say, Mommy is here, Mommy. They will jump from wherever, come and open. So all of that gives me joy, and it gets me to wake up every morning to go and do more.
So we're talking about your business. Now let's talk about motherhood and being an entrepreneur. How are you able to juggle between that? How are you able to put that together? Taking care of family and also making sure that at the same time your business thrives.
I learned very early when I started the business, when it got really difficult. I spoke to some of the women who have been there. I went to Jokal, the lady who makes the Jokal shito. I didn't know her from anywhere, but I traced her. Fortunately, she was in Tema.
Wow.
So I went to her and I asked her a few questions as to what I can do and all of that. And in fact, when I was going, it was about sourcing for the right packaging and doing this, but she took the trouble to lecture me.
Why did you choose Jokal? There are plenty of women you could have chosen.
Yeah.
Was there something specific, something special?
Because I love her shito.
Okay.
When I was in the secondary school, I ate her shito, and it is always consistent. The taste is consistent, and that's what I wanted for my product. Yes. So I went to her to ask her. And she was so gracious. She told me a lot about what is yet to come. When you get married, when you have children, what it can do to your business and all of that. So I learned very early that I can't do it all by myself. I need help. I need to delegate. And so I get all the help I want. I have one extended family member, a brother Kwesi, who lives with me. He cooks, he does everything. It's not like I leave all the cooking for him to do. We do it together. But when I have to travel, when I have to be away, he can be there and take care of that. I have Mary, who is there to also help with the children, pick them up from school, and sometimes help with homework. And if they still need me to come and help more, when I get home, they say, I need Google to do it, mommy. Then I go on Google and then we do the rest of it.
Isn't that worrying? Because if you have to leave your kids with nannies and their homework, you don't have a greater input in their homework, and another person have to help them.
I can't do it all. Sometimes I get home like 7, other times 8, and they are even complaining that, oh, why are you late? But there are other things that need
the kids ask you why are you late?
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes, and because sometimes they just want to talk. It's not like they want you to do anything, but they just want to talk to you and have mommy around and hold you and all of that. I make the time, but I acknowledge that I can't do it all.
In our conversation, we've been talking passionately a lot about women.
Yeah.
We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll continue with our conversation on the PL Show.
Should you rumor to me?
And Tonton Master, a baby Juanamo. Sheso Madahati. Roma insecticide spray at Roma. Entafre, entatia, mekecheha. No way! Shemikuno, and Tonton Bako crown fanimo. And also a pussy. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil. And how dare we show? Roma,
Roma and Tonton Master.
Yena. Maketiano, why are you?
Oh! Tum preco.
Sasso.
Mwa.
Sasso.
Abban, oh, you sasso. You're not sasso.
Yes.
And Sasso. Madame, and Sasso. What?
Sasso.
And more beyond that, Sasso. A tum ni mwa sasso. Tum preco.
Welcome back from the commercial break. It is the PL Show. A big thank you to our proud sponsor, Roma Mosquito Spray and Coil in Tuntum Master, Feco Spray Starch, Luke Sharp. Don't forget to interact with us on our social media handles and platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's all the PL Show. Now, back to Mami. Mami, before we went for the commercial break, we were talking about women empowerment, and you were so passionate about women. You keep talking about women, outsourcing product from women, you sending your mother to go to women to get your products and stuff. What about women that you'd like to do business with?
Okay, so I grew up with 2 other sisters, and I lost my dad very early. I think I lost my dad when I was 7, so it was just my mom taking care of all of us. And I could see her struggles. Sometimes she would wake up very early, and then as a child I'll ask her, where are you going? And she'll tell me, I'm going to Temau, I'm going to Kumasi to get this and that. So I saw my mother's struggles, and sometimes when I look back, I just feel like I don't know how my mother did it. And I see that there are a lot of women who are walking in the shoes of my mother. And I want to be there to help them, to empower them, especially economically, to have their own money to spend on whatever they want. If a woman has money, it trickles down to a lot of people. But when men have money, you know already, I don't need to talk about that. So I want women to have their own money and look after their children, raise them well in a way that they really want to, and also the whole environment where they find themselves, the society, impact society with whatever they have. That's why I'm so passionate about women.
Let's talk about the impact of women in agriculture. What's that positive impact, that strong impact women are playing, or role they are playing as far as agriculture?
Women are naturally teachers. I wasn't taught how to become a mother, but God blessed me with one, and we use our instincts well. Sometimes you are there and you feel like, oh, your baby might need water. They might want to feed. They are feeling sleepy. Oh, they are crying and they can't talk, and you know that, okay, it could be headache or stomach. Looking at what the baby is doing, we carry the same passion with how we treat people, with how we want people to grow. When a woman is a farmer, they carry people along with them. They train them. We are passionate. That's how God made us. So the impact of women when we have, whether it is money, skills, whatever, we tend to help others with it. And if we all tend to help ourselves to grow together, I think the world will be a better place. Women, I think, have done a tremendous job with agriculture. The last time I was listening to one of the radio stations, and there was a woman who has 40 acres of cocoa and 100 acres of something. When we are doing something, we put our all in it.
We're passionate.
Yes, we are passionate. We want to do it and make a statement. That's how God made us. And so we carry it wherever we are. And I think that with all the women support available to us now, women are making a lot of inroads in agriculture.
Now I know that one of your ambitions is that you want to be the first person to be producing eggs in powders and in liquids in West Africa. That's a big dream.
If your
How is that coming
if your
up?
dreams don't scare you, then they are not big dreams enough. So my dreams scare me. I want to be able to do that. I started off with one thing and ended here, but like I told you, as I got into it, I realized that eggs was keeping me busy. And working with poultry farmers, I realized that sometimes there is too much eggs, that the demand is also too small. So poultry farmers tend to throw eggs away.
They lose a lot.
And then they lose money. I want to be able to help them to put a stop to that. So when there is a lot of eggs, we can process it, give it a longer shelf life. You know, every table egg should last you like 32 days at most. But if we add value, if we are able to process it into powder, we can have it for over a year. If it is in liquids, and we can keep it in the freezers, it can be there for more than 6 months. That's what I want to do, so that in the lean season, we can fall on those ones. I've been fortunate enough to work with amplifiers and GPP. GPP is the Ghana Poultry Project, and amplifiers is the American Soya Bean Association, and they've helped me tremendously. They've taken me on various trainings, they've given me grants to run certain projects, and through that I have gained a lot of knowledge into the egg business, and I hope to be able to do that and impact my society and boost the poultry industry.
You're also telling me that you get financial assistance as well from institutions. Is that correct?
Yes. Because I
How
was
big
lucky.
or small is it?
You know, I have an accounting background, so right from the start, I kept my books. Bookkeeping is very important to me, so everything is written. And if a bank should be able to give you money, they need records. They need records to say that this person will be able to pay their money back.
That's correct.
Exactly. So everything that comes to me goes to the bank. That way the bank is able to tell that this is a viable business, and if we support it, it can grow. So I started with Barclays Bank, Ghana. I've been with them for 13 years.
Wow.
And I think
you are a loyal customer.
yes, and I have accessed a few loans, about 5 of them from time to time, and I've grown gradually. Luckily, Barclays has programs that helps young entrepreneurs like me. They have the Barclays Business Club that promotes young entrepreneurs.
So after all, it's not bad taking loan to do business.
It's not at all. If you are not taking those loans, mind you, your money that you've gone to put there to save, somebody will take it and work and grow it. So it is not bad. The only thing you need to do and do well is to keep your books. Keep your records. Everything that comes to you, let it pass through the bank. So the bank knows that if I give her money, this day money will come, tomorrow money will come. And then based on that, they can give you money to work with.
Let's talk about mommy. I'm sure that when you were young, a lot of people say mommy.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say I was stubborn.
You were a stubborn child.
I was. I
How
am not
stubborn.
I am not one that can easily be intimidated.
Okay. Not even by your parents.
No. By the time my mom comes back, I remember those days, people will be waiting for my mom to come back so that they will report me to her. And one day, there was this situation, one day, they came reporting like that. My mother is soft-hearted. She likes to cry. So when they say, "Na mommy," say "mommy," then she will be crying. And one day when they all left, she said, "Mommy, why do you do that?" Bibiana me, I won't let anybody cheat me. So my mom tells me these stories, and I'm very inquisitive, I'm very creative. And the reason why my mom didn't allow me to pursue my fashion passion was that I could just go into her wardrobe, pick her clothes and cut them. By the time she wakes up in the morning, I would have cut it and made a dress or a skirt. And she was like, "Hey, fashion pony. If you go and do fashion, then you spoil all my clothes."
You have a passion in fashion too?
Yes, wow. I make my own dresses.
You do?
Yes.
Did you make this yourself?
No, I bought this one.
Okay. How was school like? Education? Where?
School, I think I was an average student.
You think or you know?
I know. I know. I am not a book person, but I know that I did very well in English. But when it comes to math, science, and no, you won't find me anywhere around that. So I went to Swedro International School, then I went to Swedro Secondary School, Swiss School, then I progressed.
Were you living in Swedro then, or you're living
Yes,
in
I was in Swedro. I'm a Swedro girl.
So you speak Fanti?
Yes, I speak
Fanti.
Fanti. Yes. Oh. I'm 100% Fanti.
Oh, Swedro girl.
So, and then I went to Cape Coast Polytechnic.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I did accounting. I think I'm a fun-loving person. I like to chill.
You look like it.
Yes, and I like to have my girlfriends around.
Wow.
And talk and chat and just laugh about ourselves.
I mean, you were recently recognized under the 40 Under 40 Awards. And then there's a Global Inventors and Innovators Awards as well. Tell us, how does awards like these and recognitions make you feel?
I think that recognition is good. It is not just about receiving the award, but the fact that someone else sees that you are doing a good thing, it pushes you to do more. You know, on this journey, there are a lot of times you say you want to do this, people say no, it's not possible. For me, those ones rather push me to want to prove you wrong. So when I finally do it and do it well, and somebody says, "Oh, I see you, well done," I mean, it gives you that fulfillment that at least you have been able to achieve something. This year, I think I've had the one you mentioned, 40 Under 40. I won in the agribusiness and agro-processing category. And then for the Global Women Inventors Innovation Awards in London, I also won in the same category.
Wow.
But I also got to be given a second award for my innovation, for the work I do with women farmers, creating ready markets for their products and marketing and distributing it. Yeah.
Well, I've been following you keenly on Facebook, and I know you share a lot of your products, and people also share your product on Facebook.
Yeah.
Packaging, I must say, awesome. So we're going to bring some of your products on right now, and then we talk about your packaging.
Okay.
That's fine, because we talked about branding.
Yeah.
In the initial stage. So
Yeah.
these are some of your products right here. So these are products from Meannan Foods.
Yeah.
And this is roasted coconut flakes. How did you do this?
What
Like the
should
normal
I say?
coconuts we eat?
Just the normal coconuts we eat, but this comes from the very dry ones. The very dry ones. I eat a lot. I'm somebody who likes to nibble.
Okay.
So when I was growing up, when I see somebody in the area who does say nkati cake and all of those things, I tend to go and help, so when they finish I can get something to nibble on. And I think I learned some of these things from those experiences. That's why I always tell the people that I get to work with and I mentor, and I tell them that it is not always about working to get a salary. Sometimes you could be giving help and then you tend to learn. You may not even see it at that point, but later on when life really gets to you, strikes you, and you want to do something, those are the experiences that you put into action that will propel you to get to where you want to be.
And is this?
This is cashew.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
nicely
cashew.
packaged as well. 300 grams.
Yeah.
Apart from this size, does it come in any other size as well?
It comes in 100 gram, a smaller pack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very affordable on the market.
Yeah, very affordable, very affordable. And you can find it in shops like ShopRite, and Game, and Marina Mall, and Farmers Market. There is corn bread, there's pepper.
That's the spices.
That's the spices. Pepper falls in the spices, and then the corn bread is ekwebemi. It falls into the porridges and the cereals. Yeah. You can find those also in Melcom and in ShopRite and in Game, and some of the corner shops as well.
Corner shops,
yeah.
Interesting conversation we've had. But the most important thing, after all this production, after you working so hard, taking care of your husband, your kids, your business, the women that you support in farming, mostly, what would you want to be remembered for?
Oh my God. I always say to people that you have to be known for something. One time I put on my Facebook page, when you think about me, what do you think about? And a lot of people said, oh, egg, the egg queen, egg. And some said spice, and some said that when they remember me or when I come to mind, they remember that, oh, she would dress well. So every time somebody calls me for any occasion, any program, the first thing I'll ask you as a lady, what's the dress code? And people think that, oh, Charity, Bibi, how funny, serious, dodo. No, as a lady, you have to know your etiquette. Whenever you are invited, if it's a wedding, ask for the color. What are your colors? So you don't go and overdress and do some colors that the bride will not be happy about. So I think I'm known for how I dress. I'm known for how I do my business, especially when it comes to my passion with working with eggs. And I am
the egg queen.
The egg queen, yeah. And I'm also known
How would you
as,
say that in Fanti? Okay.
You know it better. And I'm also known to be a really good friend and a good mother.
For young ladies who are thinking, I love this woman, I admire this woman, how about me going into farming, becoming an entrepreneur? What would be that advice and that powerful motivational word to them?
I always say to people, don't disregard small beginnings.
Don't disregard small beginnings.
Never disregard small beginnings. And always start small. In business, there are shocks, there are accidents, there are misfortunes that can happen. Those things are the ones that make you hear that, oh, that man, that millionaire has committed suicide, that man has done this, that woman has gone mad, and all of that. So when you start small, you grow gradually. You absorb these shocks bit by bit. By the time the big one hits you, you'll be strong enough to face it.
Wow.
So I say that start small and don't disregard small beginnings. It's very important to me.
Start small, do not disregard small beginnings. Mommy, we're not going to allow you to go just like that. We got a special package from our sponsor. And we say,
this is beautiful.
do not use any other insecticide spray in your home and call. It must be Roma in Tonto Master.
Jojo will love this. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you to Roma and for your sprays and coils. I will surely stick to this. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. And that is the CEO of Meannan Foods, Charity Mame Annan Adupong. If you're inspired by her words, right on PL Show, definitely you would want to make a date with us on another episode of the PL Show. But don't go away yet. Stand by with early carriers on #trending.
Should you rumor to me?
And Tonton Master, a baby juanamo. Kesa umadahati. Roma insecticide spray ada Roma. Entafre, entatia, mekecheha. No way. Shemikuno. And Tonton bako crown fanimo. And also a pussy. Roma insecticide spray and mosquito coil. Emma, what dare we show? Roma,
Roma and Tonton Master.
Wow! My uniform looks different.
Feco spray starch. Majimo point. Ratchet. Pause. When you want to run into the moon, I feel you spray starch, Papa. On particles be water, no wrinkles, smooth iron.
Yes, Papa. Feco spray starch. Me here perfume.
Also, yes, guy. Feco spray starch.
Look sharp.
Look sharp. Look sharp.
Yena. Maketiano, why are you?
Oh!
Tum preku. Saso. Mwa. Saso.
Abban, oh, you saso. Saso.
Yes. Madam, Saso. What?
Saso.
Emo beyond that down. Saso. Ekum tuntum. Ni mwa. Saso. Tum preku.
Staying fit with all the routines that come with it can be very tough. May even be the last thing you feel like doing when you are pregnant. But it could make a world of difference to your baby's health. Today on #trending, we find out more on pregnancy fitness. Mabna, a certified fitness coach, is my guest. My name is Elikaris. Mabna, thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you too, Ellie. Thank you for having me.
I'm so impressed with your works, and you've been doing this for 8 years now.
I have, yes,
wow.
I have.
First of all, who is capable or qualified to train a pregnant woman?
Well, I'm happy you're asking this question because, you know, where we are and how we find ourselves, you would find a lot of fitness instructors, but it's not, there are not a lot of them that are qualified to do this because it is very delicate and you have to be extra careful. Even for myself, sometimes I have to ask questions and ask them again and let you go and ask them the next day, just hoping that you will not be changing your answers so that it will guide me as to what to do with you. I would say one who is qualified to train a pregnant woman will be one who has been well trained for it, a professional. Yes.
And can you share with us your background again?
Yes, so I am a fitness instructor. I studied sports and exercise science in Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
I'm also from KNUST.
Yay!
And Sapon,
yeah, so I studied sports and exercise science for 4 years, and by the time you're out of the course, you should know where you want to fix yourself.
Over the years, you've helped mothers and children stay safe.
Yes,
during pregnancy and even after.
Yes, we have.
If I come to you and I tell you I'm pregnant, what is next?
So I would want to know what stage of pregnancy you are. Is it your first trimester? Is it your third trimester? Has your doctor given you permission to do safe exercises? Because some pregnancies are not safe. You cannot work out. You know, some of them you would have to stay in bed even throughout your pregnancy. Some of them, because of the delicate situation surrounding your pregnancy, your doctor might tell you to just, you know, stay quiet, don't do any giddy activities. But if your pregnancy is safe and you've been given the nod to do simple physical activities, then yes, you are my person.
Kindly take us through what is safe and unsafe.
Okay, so
for all the trimesters.
In your first trimester, that's when the fetus is settling. It's now going to attach and all that. So sometimes you're not too sure if your fetus has attached properly. So you want to take your time, you want to relax. Sometimes in your first trimester, you yourself, you know, your hormones are all over the place. So you're stressed, you're unstable, you're not sleeping well. So that's not, I really will not advise that you start working out in your first trimester. But if you're sure that everything is okay with you, most of the time from 10 weeks going, you're safe to exercise. But when I say safe to exercise, there are different kinds of activities you can do when you're pregnant. Some that are safe for first trimester, some that are safe for second, some that are safe for third. Yeah, so you can do safe first trimester activities. Some of them will just be simple stretches, simple walking, you know, taking a walk in your background, in your environment, working with your exercise ball. Yeah, some of these exercises you can do comfortably. And the exercises actually help you to sleep better. It helps to calm you. Yeah, so these are some of the activities you can do in your first trimester. In the second trimester too, we have activities, and in the second trimester, most pregnant women are very comfortable now. We have settled in the pregnancy. You feel more energy return, so you can do even more exciting activities, you know, like actually going to the gym to do pregnancy safe exercises. Yeah, and then most of the time, same applies to the third trimester when you're getting ready for labor. Ellie, let me just take you through some exercises you can do in all these trimesters. Sure. So we're going to do jabs. So here, 1, 2. Come on, let's go. 1, 2. I'm lifting off onto my knee. 1. And you're breathing. Breathing is such an essential thing when you're pregnant. In through your nose, out through your mouth. So this is jab. The next one I want to show you is just a waist stretch. So you go up, hump your back. So you tuck your tailbone, you know there's some bone right here, you tuck it in. You breathe in through your nose. You hold it for about 5 to 8 seconds. And then you exhale, pushing it right out. Yeah, so right down here, we call it the bridges. So your palms are going to be down, you're just going to lift off and down. I remember I used to do this in bed with my first. You lift the hip off the floor and push it. You squeeze your bumps together. You squeeze your inner thighs together and you just breathe and down. And this right here is what you'd use to stretch your waist and your bum and your thighs. So you just lift the leg off the floor. This is one of the best stretches you want to do when you're pregnant in your first trimester, when you can still lie on your back. So these are safe exercises you want to do in your first trimester. Shall we move on to the second trimester? Sure. Fantastic. You're going to be on your exercise mat. So I'm going to be on my side, right here. You grab it with one hand and up and down and up whilst you breathe. You don't want to just focus on one part of the body. You want to try to work every part of your body. And down and up and down and up. So you do for each side of your body. I mean each one for the left hand, one for the right hand. You can do 8 here, 8 there. Relax, rest for about 20 seconds, 8 here, 8 there. 5 times a day. It's fantastic. You're just going to have your wrist under your shoulder. You're going to extend your leg out. But you see that my leg is not hanging in the air because in the second trimester, the ligaments down here, there are some connecting tissues here. It gets tight and it gets painful to try to move it too briskly. So my leg comes in, my leg goes out, but my toes are still touching the floor. This is supposed to help release and bring some very good relief into your lower body. This is one of the best stretch exercises for any pregnant woman at any stage of pregnancy. Opposite leg, opposite arm. Breathe in and out, back. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and back, and you just want to stretch backwards like that. And you're good. And these exercises are safe in the first, in the second, and most of the time in the third as well. And the last exercise in your final trimester of pregnancy is right here, the bounce on the ball. This one here, it's like a traditional exercise for any pregnant woman. You must do it if you have a ball. So why? Because in the last trimester, you are waiting for baby to come. So as you gently bounce on the ball, some call it the medicine ball, some call it the exercise ball. So you're going to just bounce gently, you know, because the weight of the belly is always weighing you down. So as you bounce on the ball, it sort of suits you. It suits you, and it readies you for labor as well.
All these Mapna has shared would keep you fit during your pregnancy, improving labor, delivery, and post-baby healing. I hope she's shared enough to assist you during that wonderful stage. For some of us, we have everything here, and when we are ready, we will make it happen. Thank you so much for having us once again, Mapna.
Thank you so much.
Don't forget to interact with us on the PL Show on all of our social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It is the PL Show. Would say a big thank you to Labad Beach Hotel for allowing us to film the PL Show right here from your premises. Thank you to Roma Insecticide Spray and Mosquito Coil in Tuntum Master. Feckle Sprays that look sharp. And thank you as well to Vogish for my beautiful outfit, and my hair was by Reggie Orange Beauty Salon. My name is now Klordey Fritzal Abban. But don't forget, here's a lesson I picked from today's conversation. To be great, you don't have to go back sleeping in your comfort zone. You must get up and work, and you must work hard and smart. We'll catch you on another episode of the PL Show. Bye-bye.